All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Open Live Q&A. My name is Mr. McLogan, and this is week number 150. Crazy, ladies and gentlemen, how close we are. And yes, we are getting very, very close. So only 4 more weeks to the end of the year, and that will be 3 years of consistent live streams. So I'm very excited for another year of doing some more YouTube videos and also continue with you guys on the live stream. So I did want to let you guys. I did want to give you guys a little bit of foreshadow. There are some things that I am changing with the live streams, also with the merch and everything else that's been going on. So that's why I did that previous live stream, because I am switching over some of the merch over to Spreadshop and from Spring, which I had some of these designs over there, and I wanted to kind of get a little bit more. Have a little bit more fun with creating the designs and having designs on as well as on the merch shop, and then also getting you guys, ready and prepared throughout the school as I am creating more videos and stuff like that. So so one of the things I was just trying to test out this new stream where you can like pin the comments. So if you guys can see actually in this one, well, I'm not able to, let me go and check. So on this one, do I have, yeah, okay. So this one's going to be on my subscribers. Cool. Okay. And then but yeah, I can also go ahead and do, so this one I can go and do the shopping. That's usually what I do. But this is our regular open live Q&A. So I thought I had this pinned, but if not, then let me go on these. So if this is your first live stream of one of mine out of my 150 that I have had, then, oh, it did show that. All right, so that wasn't pinned. I don't know why it wasn't showing up there before. Okay, cool. There you go. Then all you guys got to do is go to brianmclogan.com/Q&A, and you guys can go ahead and submit any questions over there. You guys can also go ahead and hop on to the Discord, or you can also go and check out into the Discord server. So I wanted to go and see if I can, I can still select my products here. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, so one of the things I was doing, I was just connecting my store, and I'll see if I can go ahead and pin that, or there's my one tagged product. There you go. Now if I can pin it, and I love this quote. All right, let's see if it goes and unpins, which it's going to. Product is no longer available. What the heck? It's so weird. Sorry, I'm just checking out a whole bunch of things. It was saying I went to go and pin a product, and then it said it was no longer available. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Everything's going wrong with this live stream. This is horrible. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull up your questions. See if you guys have any questions. Again, if you guys have questions, you go to open live Q&A, or you guys can also go and pop in on the thing. Hey, Kaylin Miller, what's popping? Not much. Having some horrible time doing a live stream, apparently. Hey, Marshall, do I do private tutoring? No, I do not do any private tutoring, but I might have a different opportunity for you. So the only thing that I do is this. And if you want to go ahead and check out that link, then you can check out that free tutoring opportunity, which might work for you, might not. Hello, Marshall, from North Dakota. I watched your algebra videos last year for the algebra EOC. Then I caught COVID and I couldn't take the test. Oh, that sucks. That feels like a whole waste of time, doesn't it? Sorry about that. How long have you been teaching math? I'm a third year, 8th grade math teacher. I don't teach any math inside the school anymore, but I taught inside the school for 14 years. So 3rd year, it's congratulations and thank you so much for doing your parts of helping students with their math. I did a little bit of 7th and 8th grade math. And yeah, so I think, there's always those like up and downs, but I feel like, after 14 years, it was just kind of time for me to step away, but there's a lot that I still miss about going back in classroom. And that's why I've, kind of gone back and done some tutoring and stuff like that, because I miss it. It's still enjoyable. Oh, yes, that was that was a funny video. That's so weird. That like took off last year for like no reason. Well, thank you so much, Marshall. I appreciate that. Um, so let's go and see. Huh? It says that it's going through. I'm not so much on the tutoring, but yeah, as I mentioned, guys, I'll maybe have to add this in for that tutoring opportunity for you guys. I'm still kind of confused on why my shopping thing wasn't working now. It's like this sticker now says it doesn't work. So now I want to know, why does this not work? It's like I'm all confused. All right. Let me go and open up the questions for those of you guys that have gone into. Again, you guys can go. Oh, did that not post? Huh. That's a great question. And that would be, how can I use mathematics to predict scores on math soccer matches? That's a great question. That's probably way above my head as far as how we can use mathematics to do predictions and stuff like that. But you know, I think the more data that we have, right, the more predictable that we can kind of see where, you know, opportunities and scores, what outcomes. Same kind of thing like gambling and stuff like that. All right, let's go and see what our Google Forms have here. Sure, but I don't know what you mean by writing polynomial functions. Like, not what you mean, but like what type of writing polynomial functions. So if you can go a little bit more in detail of like what types of questions, that's why I have people submit their questions at brianmclogan.com/Q&A. That's what helps me understand what you guys need help with. Let's see here. All right. See, well, So let's see. It still won't pin that. It's so weird. Stinking live stream. Okay. Awesome, Bruno. Happy to help you out. Do you prefer? I prefer, I guess, differentiation. The link doesn't pay for the Q&A. What? Well, let's go ahead and check the link for the Q&A. And if you just type in brianmclogan.com/Q&A, I am getting a circle as well, which I don't know what the heck is going on. Jeez, oh man. It's like nothing working anymore. Okay. My website's working. Okay, yeah, it's working. I would just make sure you're doing well, it didn't really work out the way I was having it, but yeah, I thought it was that's what I thought, like a little pregame, a little intro from there, but it didn't work out the way that it was supposed to. But yeah, it's funny. Thanks, Carson. And well, no reason to pay, and actually, I don't accept from on there. But you can definitely go into Discord. You can always support any tutors that's helped you out in Discord. And then again, I just have a free opportunity for you guys as well. Usually, I don't go off the questions. I have a problem that talks about writing polynomials functions, writing polynomial of at least a degree that has rational coefficients. Yeah. So what you can do, Priyal, if you go to brianmclogan.com, there's a Google form. Once you go ahead and register, there's a Google form that you can go ahead and submit that question. You can take a picture, whatever may be the case, and then that's kind of easier for me to set up, because what you'll see on these live streams, what I'm doing is I'm actually looking at the Google form right now. And what I can do is people have taken pictures, and what I'm doing is I'm just kind of copying and pasting them and putting them into my Notability app, so I can go from there. Let me go and see. It's so weird. All right, fine. I still just don't know why it won't pin the product. So I guess I'll maybe do a different one or something. So weird. I don't get it. Okay. Ken, is there a way that I can get some merch for free? I'm a big fan of you, but I don't have any money. And I've always looked at your merch shop and I really want to. Well, thank you so much for wanting to support me and my merch. I absolutely love that. I don't really have anything at this moment as far as like some giveaways that I'll be doing, but I will be looking into kind of doing some stuff like that to get you guys all set. I do apologize though. I just don't have it like in order right now to be able to kind of like offer it as a thing. But that is something that I would like to kind of look into. This is so annoying. All right, let me go and customize. All right, let me try something else. I don't know why it's saying that one's not work. So let's go to my my connected stores. Let's go to my Brian McLogan store. All right, so let's do a math sticker. Let's delete that. I could do my math as hard shirt. And then let's do the McLogan women's shirt. Okay, let's see that. All right, so here's my merch. Let's see if they go ahead and pick on there. Let's see. There you go. Can I pin this? And is AP Calculus BC harder than AB? Yes, I would say BC is going to be harder than AB. BC, you're going to be covering much more topics, and depending on how it's taught, typically in a year, class, in a year setting, it's going to be covering, basically all of AB plus some more content from on there. That's a great question. What's the best way to study for the SAT math portion? I mean, I think doing as many practice problems as possible is going to be really helpful. So annoying. Huh. It just like will not let me pin the products anymore. That's so annoying. Okay. Yes, go ahead and submit those questions. Thank you very much, and I'll get to them. All right. Well, I'll try to do my best for you. So, all right, let's go and see some of these questions that you guys have for this week. And then obviously you guys have any general questions, you guys can post them in on that. Since my hope and idea of getting this done for my merch just went up in smoke or did not work out at all. That's a good idea. It could be. Stay tuned to the live stream because I was going to do a giveaway and then I noticed that I was doing a different shop and I'm like, oh crap, I'm not sure if I know how to do this on Spreadshop. So maybe don't hold it to me, but maybe we can do maybe we can look into giving away a giveaway and for the next live streams or next couple live streams. So I'll do some giveaways and stuff like that. All right. Weekly live stream, and then we'll do 90. Okay, cool. What am I doing? Week 150. All right. I have no idea. No idea. I think, I think a lot of it is going to depend on where you're getting that degree from. And, what are kind of the what is the course log for your mathematics degree? I think in general, it is attainable for majority of people with a math, that have a math background from on there. But yeah, it does, it is not something that like everybody, I said it's attainable if they're willing to put in the work, and study from there. But, it's definitely not something that I think a lot of people can just like walk into and will have an easy time with. I think a lot of people need to put in a lot of work for it, and rightfully so. That's probably not what most people or we would need in our society for so many people to have a math degree. But we definitely need a lot of people with math degrees and to be above, even having masters and going a little bit further. Use the graph to write the equation of the line. Use the graph to write the equation line. Okay, well, it says a line, right? Okay. I had a pretty good week. It was enjoyable, with Thanksgiving here in the United States. So I enjoyed that. That was fun. And then got a little bit extra time hanging out with my kiddos. I actually two of my kids were actually sick, so I actually didn't get as much work done, which was kind of a little bit bad because I wasn't able to make some videos, and I really was like starting to feel a little bit behind because I wanted to get this like course out to you guys. And I was like, crap, I couldn't do any of that. So actually, it was good, but it was just very, very busy and kind of exhausting. How important would you say high school math is for the average American? I mean, the way that we teach high school math, I wouldn't say is going to be extremely important, but I think if we can adjust what we're teaching and for students, then it can be much more useful for our students. But I think right now we still teach a lot of stuff that for the majority of students is not going to be very useful for them. All right, this looks like a not fun problem, so let's go and do that. I have not. We actually never touch. I did teach I never taught ACE either. So we had ACE instead of IB at our school, but yeah, I never taught. I never had to teach them. I always taught pre-calculus and AB Calc, and that was about it. We only have to give them for semester and final exams. I have no idea. Yes, one of my daughter had flu, and she didn't have strep, but she had flu and RSV. So it was very hard to breathe and stuff like that, and it wasn't cool. Dang it! Come on. Here we go. F. I don't know. I just really don't know. Sorry. Yes, Kenny, you don't have to worry so much about those exams. At least not yet. But take your time. Enjoy your time, not having to worry about exams. Actually, hold on. Did I get your question? Most of the problem. Okay. I live in Texas and I'm in an Ivy school. Our school has openings for math teacher. Ooh, well, I greatly appreciate that. Yeah, well, one thing how do you know if I probably wouldn't be leaving Florida where at least I, live and kind of built up everything from on there. And even though I do miss a lot from teaching, there's also a lot I don't miss from teaching, stuff like that. So we'll kind of see where things go from here. I would have to look at that problem. That's just a lot to interpret. Sorry, Lorenzo. I'd have to spend more time looking at this. Parts A and B. All right. So I don't teach anymore in the classroom. So I just kind of teach on YouTube now. But I did teach in Jacksonville, Florida. Great question. Studying for finals is basically going to be a next week. Basically, what you want to do is just try to go through your notes, go through all of your stuff, go through your notes, kind of review things, create a cheat sheet, do some extra practice problems, redo your tests and your quizzes, problems that you got wrong from on there. I think that's going to be the best. And then, yeah, try to do as much stuff as possible this week. So therefore next week you can just kind of calm down and not excuse me. So you can just kind of calm down a little bit, relax, and get used to it. Okay. Did you say A and B? Okay. Well, I can at least set it up for you, so hopefully you can maybe go from there. Because it looks like you know how to multiply, but yeah, you're getting kind of confused with that. All right. So let's actually maybe kind of fix yours. Oh, the next 4 weeks. Sorry. Oh, well, don't worry. Well, I will be coming up with the video actually I need to kind of create. So yeah, I will get a video out soon, ASAP for that. It's true that when you learn higher math, your arithmetic ability weakens. No, I don't wouldn't say I agree with that. In Jacksonville. Yes, I did see it. I will be doing it. It is third or fourth in there, so yes. I moved out of Jax. I live in the San Marco area. Hello, Mr. McLogan. I've been struggling with trig identities, but I can't find any online resources. Can you help? What? Are you serious? I mean, I have a playlist of like over 100 math videos. So of trig identities. Hopefully that can be helpful for you. But if not, let me know. If anything else, I also have. I'll come with some more. Come with some more stuff that I can. Well, yeah, I have a lot of examples that I've done. I don't think I've been maybe to that one, but I've definitely been to Bono's for sure. Oh, come on. You're not even gonna hit me up for my trig identities. I mean, I love the organic chemistry tutor identities, but I also have over 100 examples of those as well. But yeah, I definitely need to make up some new videos as well for on there. But come on, 2K challenge. I thought you. I'm just joking with you, but no, organic chemistry. He's got a lot of great videos as well. My hardest undergraduate to math class would have been my linear algebra class. As part my professor, part everything else of that. Let me go maybe add a message. I'm learning to add and subtract fractions. Oh, well, cool. Cool, kid. Yeah, we used to go to the Bono's. I used to go to the one in, the original one. We used to go to there all the way. Yes, I'd figure most students probably would be as well. All right. And actually, I'm thinking, do I have any more? No, but I will be coming up with some more identity stuff. Probably coming up, hopefully, probably actually into the new year. I'll have some new ones in that. Actually, you know what? Because Thunderstruck, you asked, and because 2K videos shot me away from my stream, I'm gonna go ahead and find that playlist for you right now. And I'm going to send it to you, or I'm going to send it in the chat, so therefore you can have it. Okay. And so I will go ahead and do that. So therefore, you know exactly where it is. And all I'm simply doing is I'm just going to my channel. I'm going to go to my, where's it going? Go to my channel. And then I'm going to go to my playlist. And when you go to my playlist of my channel, then you can link down and you will see the pre-calculus trigonometry, and you can see I have 51 playlists there. And then when you click on that, you can scroll down and you can see, all right, sorry, not that one. Yeah, pre-calculus. You can see there is simplified trigonometric identities, verified trigonometric identities. So I will open that up. Exactly, I'll see actually. Here's this one, in case you're looking for that. And then the playlist I was referring to is this one. There you go. So that is going to be my verify. There you go. We'll do that again. Cool. So anyways, hopefully that is helpful or that shows up on the stream. I want to see. So weird. Let me go and see. Maybe because I didn't. Maybe because I didn't say this has a product placement in it. I don't know. So weird. Hmm. Okay. All right. Anyways, let me go and take a look at this thing. Sorry, I wasn't. Well, awesome, Joey. So happy to help you out. It's Jordan. I recently opened an acceptance letter from Bridgewater State University, but I couldn't tell if it was real or fake. You know what I mean? Because it was through the mail envelope. It says congrats. Well, I guess I would take that as a congrats. Congratulations. I think that's awesome. Why do you quit teaching in person and at school? Man, that's a loaded question. And the yes, for a lot of factors. One of the factors was I was just kind of a little bit bored with teaching inside the classroom. It's 14 years, and I just wanted to kind of do some different math and kind of get a little bit more flexibility, obviously with my time and my family. So that was probably one of the biggest reasons there. Yeah, for sure. Math can make things very, very difficult. I think the Black Pet, Red Pen, he does some really great videos of like creating some things like to be like complex and stuff like that. So I definitely go and check him out. I need to verify. Thank you. Well, awesome. Perfect. So a lot of examples for you. Hope those are all helpful. I have a pre-calc trig test on Wednesday, but I'm having some difficulties with solving trig applications. Do you have any advice with solving these questions? Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure of which one's an example you're saying. But yeah, trig applications can be, they can be difficult. It's probably one of the harder chapters, I think, in trig or in pre-calculus. So I would, I don't know if I have any direct advice right at the moment for you on that. But I think just trying to do more examples and practice is going to be the best for you. I do. Do you read any self-development books? Yes, yes. Well, self-development books. I don't read as much as I used to, at least as far as self-development. I do love Jim Rohn. Love Jim Rohn, listening to his stuff. Tony Robbins, I have a lot of his stuff, but he also is like another pillar off of Jim Rohn. So it's a lot of the same stuff from on there. But yeah, I don't really read as much of the self-help books. I do kind of read, I kind of read a little bit more in like business and that kind of stuff. That's kind of what I prefer to like read. But like as far as like self-development, self-help and stuff like that, that's when I kind of like to listen to, like in the car, when I'm working, stuff like that. Um hmm. I mean, I think my my study tip for anything in I think study tips for algebra is going to be the same for anything else. I mean, do some practice problems, go over the problems that you did wrong, cover up the problem that you got wrong, try to redo it, try to get it right. If you don't do it again. Keep on doing it till you get it right. Like you can do that for any class. But I think for algebra, it can be definitely as true. Yeah. Do your kids take honors math classes for math? I'm not sure your kids, but yeah, most of the class I taught were going to be at least honors. I would do as many questions as you possibly can, try to do like 10, 30, obviously I don't think you need to go above that, but try to, if you're, depending on when you're taking the SAT, I'd try to spend at least 30 minutes doing some practice problems, doing it over every single day. And then, kind of build up to maybe get to like an hour and then maybe slow down. I think, I taught 2 years ago, so I had some freshmen and sophomores. So the sophomores would now be seniors, right? And then the freshmen would be juniors. So we're almost getting there where I'm like, I would have no students that I taught anymore. It's kind of crazy and sad. Well, new math be invented, like a Newton or was invented it. That's a great question. I think there's always going to be things that are going to be invented and looked at in a different way than we've approached things. So if they'll be called and invented or like a new approach or, whatever the case, who really knows. But I do think that that with technology, the cool thing about math is like, the more we explore and the more we open, the more we learn about math, the more it just like expands out, the more opportunity that brings to us. So yeah, I do believe that there's going to be more opportunities, more things that are going to keep on expand out from the more we learn. All right. Great question. I usually give my students, I don't know, like 30 minutes. I always try to keep things around like 30 minutes of work. Sometimes I would take a student 60 minutes and sometimes I take a student 10 minutes, but I always kind of like try to, for me, I always try to like expect that work to take like 30 minutes. I wanted them to be doing work every day. So I truly believe in that. But yeah, that was, but yeah, that was everything that, I always wanted students to make sure they're getting their work done, and stuff like that. But I didn't want to be overly burdened, but sometimes it was, and then sometimes a little bit light from there. Yeah, I can definitely see that from there. Could be. Yep, I'll be getting to them. It's 30 minutes. I don't want this live stream to take too long. So, yeah, I just don't know. I'm just so mad. I'm not really sure. I'm not really following the World Cup. I mean, I'm just not a huge soccer or football fan in that regard, so I don't really care as much for it. That might not be a popular opinion. I apologize. I'm just so mad. Why would that not work? Whatever. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get into some of these math problems that we're going through. And again, you guys can still go ahead and post any questions. If you do have a math question, though, feel free to go to brianmclogan.com/Q&A. Let me go ahead and post that. No, not there. Not there. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I used to do this every day. Like every day, almost every day we did math. I would always have students go up to the board and do the math. I think that's one of the best ways for students to learn. And yeah, and it was always helpful to like teach from there rather than just students watching me from there. Yes, I would. I mean, I don't teach advanced functions, nor have I like looked at the full curriculum, but I think that's a great start. I think 90% in math for any math is going to be awesome. All right. So if you guys have any more questions, feel free to go to brianmclogan.com/Q&A. I'm going to go into some of these questions that were submitted, and then I'll bring in some more stuff for you guys coming up this week. All right. So let's, I mean, I think you've been selected for a mission. I'm not really sure. Would I be watching them as they solve the problems? Yes, I made them do that. So I mean, like usually did things in in groups. So like their group had to do it, and then they would like put their answer up on the board. So it wasn't as like, all right, you go up in front of the whole class and do it, right? But a lot of times, like for instance, like trig identities, I'd give groups like 4 or 5 problems. They work on the trig identities together, and then they'd have somebody go up on the board and do them. So that's the way that I like to teach a class and stuff like that. But it's the perfect class. Homework. Oh yeah, I gotta do those. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go and get into these math questions. Priyal, I know you're asking for them, so I know you get it. All right, so this student was asking like how to write the equation of the line. So the cool thing about writing the equation of the line is we only need 2 points. Okay, so it only needs 2 points to go through these 2 lines. Now remember, when these are going to be coordinate points, here, so that's an xy, and that's an xy. Now, to differentiate between these xy's, we can use subscripts. So we can say this one's x1, y1, and we could say this x2 and y2. It doesn't matter which one you're calling 1 and 2. Just make sure you are being consistent, okay? Now that we have 2 points, to write the equation of the line, there's a couple different ways we could write the equation of the line. We could write the equation of the line in what we call slope-intercept form. That's what most students kind of think of when we talk about the equation of the line, because that's usually going to be the easiest way to graph a line. We could use our standard form, ax plus by is equal to c. right? And then we could also use some like point slope form, or not. Yeah, we could also, use another equation line like y minus a y1, or say y2 minus y1 equals a m times x2 minus x1. Now, the cool thing about this equation of the line is we actually have everything we need. That's going to help us actually go ahead and find our slope, right? You can see here that in this case, we have these 2 points. This can help us find our m, which is the same m over here. And then we can go ahead and plug in that information to be able to find it. So sometimes we write it like this. Another times we'll write it like this. Times, x minus x1. Okay, so basically the same thing, but when you have 2 points, you're going to want to use this version of the line. So let's go ahead and use that version of the line. So I'll do a 81. Now let's switch it around. I'll do a 9 minus, actually, you know what? Let's just switch this around. I do want to subtract from them on this. So even though it's not going to matter, it's going to make the math a little bit easier for me. So I'll just make this one x1 and y1. And usually you typically want to do it that way. All right. So here I have an 81 minus a 9 equals a m times a 4 minus a 2. Okay, so 81 minus 9 is going to be a 72 is equal to a 4 times 2 is 2. So that's going to be a 2m divided by 2 divided by 2. M is equal to a 36. Okay, so now we know what our 36 is. Now, in this case, the problem is you don't know what a b is, right? So it kind of gets a little tricky. How do you find that b? Well, technically, what you can simply do is plug in your m and then a coordinate point for x and y. Over here, though, we could also do the exact same thing. But now you can just plug in y1 and x1. So you could say y minus y1, 9, equals a 36 times a x minus x1, which is 2. So this is another point slope form. If you wanted to go ahead and write it in slope-intercept form, you could distribute this. You could add the 9 to the other side, and that'd give you y is equal to a 36x. And this is going to be what? 72 plus 9 is going to be plus an 81. Wait a minute. That's not right. What happened here? Oh, that's a minus a 72. Thank you. So minus a 72 and then plus 9. So therefore, that is going to be a negative 80. 72, 83. No, 72 plus 9. That is going to be, what am I doing? My brain is having a brain fart. So that's going to be a negative. I gotta write this out. So that's going to be 36 minus, let me just make sure I had this right. Negative 36 x, there we go, minus a 72 plus 9. Not a negative 73. Ooh. And therefore, that'd be plus. Why can I not subtract my normal thing? My brain is hurt. So that if you add a negative, yeah, it'd be a negative 83. 36x minus an 83. No, not a negative 3. Oh my God. I can't do math. I can't do simple math anymore. I've lost all my mojo. That'd be a 63. I don't know why my brain is so good. Come on. Minus a 63. Wow. Okay. Yes. Sorry about that. It's been a long live stream, I guess. I don't know what else to say. All right. So in this one, let's go and take a look here. So in this one, we need to go ahead and simplify. And what we need to do in this case is I would kind of group everything together. Okay. So the first thing I do is I do a 3y to the 1/4. Okay. And what you can actually do here is all of these down below, I would actually just put them you could do your order of operations. Actually, let's simplify this first. All right. So there's nothing I can do in the numerator, right? Now in the denominator here, you can see here, I can combine the exponents here, and I can combine these exponents, or I can combine the coefficients, right? So my numerator here, 3y to the 1/4. Then over here, I can give a 12, x to the negative 2/3. And then here, what happens when you multiply exponents? You add the power. So 1/2 plus 3/2 is going to be a 4/2, which is going to be 2. So that's going to be y to the second power. Now, the only other thing I can do here is I can reduce this fraction. 3 over 12 can be reduced to 1/4. And then over here, remember when you are dividing fractions, what do? You subtract the powers, right? So this is going to be y to the 1/4 minus 2. Now, how do you subtract 1/4 from 2? Well, what you need to do is you need to rewrite 2 with a denominator of 4. So you can do this as y over 1/4 minus an 8/4. And again, doesn't that make sense, right? Isn't 8 over 4 the same thing as 2, right? But now the denominators are the same, so you can see that this is actually going to be a negative 7/4. So I have a 1/4, and this is going to be a times, 1 over 4. Okay, and then here, I can see how this could be tricky. All right. How would I best explain this? So you can subtract those powers. Okay, so that's going to be y to the negative 7/4. Okay, all right, so we have a 1/4. Now, in this case, what we have here is this is still in the denominator, right? X to the negative 2/3. What we're going to want to do is put that in the numerator to make it positive. So that's going to be x to the positive 2/3. Now, when I subtracted these two, I got a negative y to the negative 7/4. But that is technically in the numerator. So therefore, to make that positive, I need to put that in the denominator. So that's going to be a positive, y to the positive 7/4. Okay, so my final answer is going to be an x to the 2/3 divided by a 4y to the 7/4. So it kind of gets a little confusing, though, I guess, the way that I kind of solved it. You could definitely go ahead and when you do subtract those, 1/4 minus the 2/4, what you're going to do is you're going to get a negative. That's why I'm making the positive. Here, I can basically just to make this positive, I can just put that into the numerator. All right, so this one says write the polynomial function, and I showed your work, sorry, but it was very helpful actually, because it shows you where you went wrong. So here, you're good. That's good. Here, you're good. The problem that you have here is you didn't do the conjugate. So what you want to do when you're given these zeros, the way that I tell my students to do this is I say, take these zeros and set them all equal to 0. So I say x is equal to 3, x equal to 1, and x is equal to a negative square root of 2. Now, in addition to that, though, you have to use the conjugate. So this is what we call conjugate pairs. So if x equals negative square root of 2, then x is equal to a positive square root of 2. Now you get them over to the same side. You have an x minus 3 times an x minus 1. Then here, you're going to have the x plus the square root of 2. And then also, you're going to have an x minus a square root of 2. Now, that is what you're going to multiply to give you your f of x. And then you're just going to go ahead and multiply this out. Now, when you do that, you're going to have an x squared minus a 4x plus 3, right? And then over here, the cool thing is these are going to be a difference of two squares. So this is going to give you a x squared minus a 2. So that's the cool thing. So it's really easy to multiply. And now you just have a trinomial times a binomial, which hopefully you can do. Now, in this case, the same thing that you missed out on. So you have x minus a 3i, good, but you also need to include an x plus a 3i. All right, so therefore, that you multiplied, good, but then here you need to multiply by the x plus 3i, so you got to have that conjugate pair there, okay? And the reason why that conjugate pair works, like for instance, if I had like x squared, well, let's do it this way. Yeah, all right, let's just say I have a zero product property, like x squared minus 4, right? And an x squared plus 9, okay? Let's say equals 0, right? So the zero product property. Now you could do, so if you were to solve this out, you're going to have an x squared minus 4 is equal to 0, and an x squared plus 9 is equal to 0, right? So then add 4 to get the root, so x is equal plus or minus 2. Well, here, when you subtract the 9, that's going to be a negative 9. Take the square root of that, x is going to equal a plus or minus a 3i. So the important thing that we're talking about is like whenever you have I, the reason why I comes in is I comes in from taking the square root of a negative number, right? So you have to include that plus or minus. The plus or minus has to exist. Now here, when you multiply this, what's a negative 3i times a positive 3i? Well, negative 3 times positive 3 is a negative 9. I times I is I squared. Remember, I squared is equal to negative 1. So negative 1 times negative 9 is going to be, don't put a plus there, is going to be a x squared plus 9. Okay, again, you're all multiplying this. So now again, you have a trinomial times a binomial. Hopefully you know how to multiply trinomials times binomial. I'll do one of them. I'll do the top one. just because I think it's good practice. And I like to use the box method, which I figured out, and not all the teachers teach the box method, which I think is very helpful for you guys to be able to do. So what I like to do on teaching the box method, I just like to put one factor on the one side and then the other factor on the top side. So x squared minus a 4x plus 3. Okay, so x squared times x squared is x to the fourth. X squared times negative 4x is a negative 4x cubed. X squared times 3 is going to be a positive 3x squared. X squared times negative 2 is a negative 2x squared. Negative 2 times negative 4x is a positive 8x. Negative 2 times 3 is going to be a negative 6. And voila, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. Cool. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for all of your support. I don't know why my merch is not working out for this, but hopefully this live stream was helpful for you. And yeah, I will plan on doing maybe a new giveaway for my merch next week. I'll try to do it before at least the going on from there. So hopefully we can go and get that done for you guys. Again, thank you so much for joining me on tonight, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next stream. Cheers.